Hello. A ver, no, espera, no, espera. Perfecto. Hello, my name is Hector Emilio Treviño Gomez, and I'm going to present my subject, which is workaholism. First, I'm going to start with history. The term, the term workaholism was coined in 1971 by minister and psychologist Wayne Oates, who described workaholism as the compulsion or the uncontrollable need to work initially. Since then, research on workaholism has been plagued by disagreements surrounding how to define and measure the construct. For example, workaholism has been defined as an addiction to work, a pathology, a behavior pattern that persists across multiple organizational settings and syndrome comprised of a high drive, high work involvement, and low work enjoyment. What is workaholism? Well, workaholism, also called work addiction, compulsive desire to work, workaholism is defined in various ways. In general, however, it is characterized by working excessive hours, beyond workplace or financial requirements, by thinking constrainingly about work and by lack of work enjoyment, which are unrelated to actual workplace demands. Um, Consequences. There are a lot of consequences, but I'm going to tell you the four main consequences. There are mental health, in which the mental health stress in epidemic in today's work world, and with it comes a mouth of health problems. While this physical and mental response to treat is supposed to be useful, it is also meant to be brief. Prolonged stress reactions erode the body in virtual every area. Being a workaholic negatively affects your brain. The other one is physical health. Extreme work habits can also damage your lungs and heart, especially if you already have health conditions such as asthma or cardiovascular issues. Assuming you have a relatively clean bill of health, there is a possibility it won't stay that way for long. The increased breathing and heart rate associated with a stress response can take a huge toll, leaving you open to future complications like heart attack or a stroke. The other one is pure nutrition. Constantly being on the go makes it difficult to find the time to cook a decent meal. It's not uncommon for workaholics to eat prepackaged or fast food because of the convenience. Eventually, your body will disagree with this lifestyle, a major issue with the stress that many people don't know how to properly cope. And the last one is your personal life. Even if you avoid the long list of mental and physical consequences of being a workaholic, there is a good chance your friends and family will suffer anyway. Imagine you are constantly working, or being at work inevitably leads to a social isolation. Relationships and friendships could fall apart as the people around you feel neglected. Workaholism is not synonym with work engagement. Um, well, I I'm going to explain this because during my research I find that some documents that I read were like a little bit of confusing about work engagement and workaholism. Workaholism in science and practice are often confused with work engagement. Like I just said, this confusion is no more evident than when someone exclaims, after I tell them my research interest, oh yes, I am probably a workaholic, with a sheepish grin. And this grin is typically followed quickly by the statement, but I work so much because I love my work. If that person's statement is indeed true, that individual is more likely an engaged worker and not a workaholic. Well, there is a solution for this addiction, and if you are truly concerned about being a workaholic, there are ways you can prevent it from destroying your health and or social life. The most obvious option is to simply take a break. Go on vacation or at least try and reduce your workload. If you're overworked, chances are you taking or more responsibility than your employer expects, so there's room for sacrifice. If vacations or work adjustments are not possible, then you should evaluate your situation and consider taking a medical leave of absence. Avoiding work maybe be the last thing that you want to do as workaholic, but after a short amount of time, you will be happy about your decision. Setting time limits is important as well. Designate certain hours of the day as work free, such as lunches, dinners, and late evenings. This will let you breathe during the day, preventing interruptions outside of work hours. And finally, exercise as much as you possible. Even 30 minutes of cardio per day is an effective way to relieve stress, to the mentality uplifting endorphins released by your body. Of course, try your best to maintain healthy eating habits to complement your exercise routine. Breaking the cycle of workaholism isn't easy, but it's possible to achieve. And in conclusion, given the changing nature of workplace, it is it is even more important than ever before to understand the antecedents and consequences of workaholism. Technology advances have allowed employees potentially unlimited access to their work, and changes in where work occurs may further blur the lines between work and home. Given that technology and work may be mutually reinforcing addiction, future research should consider the ramifications of the changing nature of work as well as changing technology on workaholics. And well, this is all for today. So thank you for your attention.